Hey all, and welcome back to Pokemon Sword. Welcome to the Stow on Side Stadium. This is basically fighting types galore, so you're going to want to bring in psychic types, maybe a flying type or two. Sadly, we left Snips behind a fair few parts ago now, so we can't take advantage of that stab. You could even catch, there was some... what is their names? Yamask. There were some Galarian Yamasks on the way here. So if you want to, just remove the normal attack and fighting type attack thing entirely and force them to rely on other moves, bring one of those in and you might even stomp, as a matter of fact.
Now, this is the first of the version exclusive gyms. Because we see here, there's the fighting motif here, we've talked about they're all fighting types here. In Shield, this is actually a ghost type gym. So you would have to prepare quite a bit differently. There's a different leader. There's basically the same gym puzzle because they couldn't make another one, obviously. But yeah, and you may also notice that this is the first of the gyms where we haven't encountered the gym leader ahead of time.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a correlation there that they would have to tweak things like on the story side if they were gonna show off the the version exclusive gyms out of the gym itself.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I never noticed. The little pod that you ride in is actually a fighting type Pokemon.
Is that one of the Phalanx?
No, actually, it's one of the Octopi Pokemon from later in the game.
Oh right, yeah, the unevolved version of that. Because I'm only really familiar properly with the evolved one, because you can encounter those in the overworld quite early on.
Oh yes.
Jesus, when you see that thing in the wild and it starts crawling towards you, I had a visceral fight or flight reaction. It was probably the most scared I've been in a video game in a long time. But anywho, this is how this works, and really they should charge people to get in here, non-trainers, and you'd make a buck, because this is kind of fun actually. Depending on how you rotate the stick, that's the direction you'll go in. You just got to make it to the bottom, really. It's kind of like reverse pinball.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
The earlier section is just really easy. It gets a little bit more complex, as you would imagine, but that's part of the charm in itself.
Oh, definitely. And since we're going into a gym battle, we're not going to be in Stow on Side forever. Do you want the name origins for Stow on Side?
Go on, then.
So, Stow on Side, it comes from Stow, which is just a word for place, and then side. That's boring, but the point of that is that it's all to do with mostly rugby, it seems, and sort of sports, because in Japanese it's called lateral town, as in a lateral pass, which is like a side pass. In Germany it's pass back. It's like pass back, but also beck is apparently a word for stream. Spanish call it pueblo ladera. Ladera is a slope. French call it old Chista, comes from old, and Chistera, which is a flick pass in rugby, and the Italian is lateral, which comes from lateral, and more, which is another word for large. The Chinese is a bit kind of better in the sense that it's Su Chun Yan or Yen or whatever, which comes from Su, to trace back, and Chun Kao or whatever, which is to pass the ball. So it's all to do with sort of football, rugby, that sort of thing.
Okay.
See, that makes sense in Sword because it's got the fighting gym, so they're like the sporty kind of thing going on. But it makes no sense when you're in Shield and it's rugby, ghosts. Cool, that works.
Also, the area doesn't really make much sense for ghost types and whatnot, because sure, there's your masks you can find on the way, but nothing about this place kind of screams ghostly and whatnot,
I suppose at an absolute stretch there is the ancient mural nearby, but now I've got this mental image of just a Gengar scoring a try, and that's taken me out of being able to think about anything logically. I'm sorry.
Oh, beware.
Is this gonna work?
Yeah, no, don't worry, I have a strategy in mind. I gave him a bit of toxic to wear him down more and more each turn, and now I'm just going to fire special moves at him until he dies.
Poison him, then hope he dies before you do. Got it.
Basically.
It's not the worst tactic in the world.
He's done. Bye-bye. See ya.
There we go.
Told you, man. I got it all under control. even if that means basically grinding hate against a wall until she gets some EXP, because goddamn, she levels up slower than molasses.
Like, why could you not have just brought the fucking Corvisquire in? You literally have one.
Whatever. I can't see the fucking future, alright?
No, but you've been playing these games for fucking years now. You know how the type layout works.
Well, if you want to record the game, you can go ahead and do that.
Like I said, I literally fucking offered, but you wanted to do it wrong instead.
I'm going to ignore that, because that would mean I am wrong and you are right.
Well, there we go. It's on record.
Eat the candy, you bitch. No, that's not enough.
That was totally worth it.
More, give her more. Oh, this is just going Jim Crack and Dandy is what it's doing. Anywho, moving on.
You can hand me the controller at any moment, you realise that.
Look, until time LPs are invented, I can't do such a thing, alright?
True, like, if we were doing live stuff, I think there's technology to do that nowadays, but
Whee! And just in case you're wondering how they changed it for S.H.I.E.L.D., the boxing gloves are basically like ghosts' heads or whatever.
yeah, like, it just pops out and fires you up. It is exactly the same puzzle and layout and whatnot, so you're really not missing something if you only played one version and not the other.
I think they missed a trick in like not having more of these as like optional side quests and whatnot.
Yeah, like they could have. Some of these more actiony type ones could have been just really fun little mini games with like extra scores and bonuses that you could get if you wanted to.
Well, even if we had some more post-game gyms like what they did in Gen 2, and you know, if you could go around like the minor gyms or the early level gyms and whatnot and see what's going on there. Because like, it wouldn't be the most substantial story stuff in the world, but if you got like a new team that you want to train up, then that could be a bit of fun and whatnot.
Oh, Galarian Farfetch. Not much has changed, but boy, he looks intimidating now.
I do really like this line, yeah.
Yes.
Because like, the Galarian Farfetch that we see here, he does look just like a pissed off version of Kanto Farfetch. But when he evolves into Surfetch, like, he's really fucking cool.
We'll actually be seeing a Surfetch because the gym leader uses one.
Yay! But I will say, I much prefer Galarian Farfetch to regular Farfetch. It just looks cooler. It looks like this is the design that it always should have had.
Well, I don't know, because like, it is a bird that they've changed to not be flying type, so it feels like they are deliberately like shaking things up a bit.
Oh, I don't like being subjected to sand attack and detect and getting taken out in one move, I can tell you what.
Yeah, it's not fun.
If you had a Pokemon that could take a hit, it wouldn't be a problem.
If
would
you
it?
had a Pokemon that could take a hit, it wouldn't be a problem. That's you, that's how you sound.
Okay.
Okay. Flame charge, nope. I wanted to charge flame so bad, but he detected it. Stop fucking good. Now die, you piece of shit.
I have occasionally seen the AI Pokemon pull off 2 protects in a row before, and it pissed me the fuck off.
It's like when you try to do it, no, but when the computer wants to use detect or protect, I'll just have it 3 times in a row, darling, it's fine.
Like, protect and detect and those kind of moves, they feel like very situational. Like, I could see them being useful if you're partnering it up with like Toxic or something where you need to stall out the other Pokemon. But in just typical battle, it doesn't really seem anything but an unnecessary stall.
Well, it is what it is, and we're dealing with the consequences of it right now. Thankfully, there's only one more gym trainer in here before we get to the main event and whatnot.
So only like another 20 minutes or so, gotcha.
Yeah.
Whilst we're doing this, and you know, since we're not going to see Alistair, do you want a little bit of info about Alistair, and then we'll go on with B when we get to her?
Sure, man, go for it.
So, Alistair's uniform, so he's the ghost type gym leader. His uniform number is 291, which in Japanese wordplay is Nikui, which means hateful, which is a little bit dark.
Oh, that's kind of weird considering he's not a hateful person at all.
No. But his various names are kind of interesting / hilarious. So, Alistair comes from Allium, which is a genus type of plant that contains onions, and also seems to be partially based on Alistair Crowley, who was an English occultist and ceremonial magician who founded the religion of Thelema. That's a thing.
I know Flame was about to interject with, like, Ozzy Osbourne wrote a song or some shit.
Well, I was thinking that, but that wasn't what I was going to say. I was just saying that, like, I hadn't really connected Aleister Crowley to Aleister the character here, but that is pretty cool if there is that link.
There you go.
But then you get into his alternate language names, and so Japanese they literally call him Onion, because obviously onion the plant, but there is also the basis of the Oni, as in demons or ogres.
Oh, hate.
Yeah. In Germany they called him Neo, basically from onion and also Oni. Spanish and French called him Alistair, again. Italians called him Onion, Koreans called him Onion. Chinese, it's slightly different. So it's Onyao, or something to that effect, which is basically a transcription of the Japanese name, but also makes use of the symbols which mean mysterious or obscure.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure it's not a cross between an onion and a cat?
Pretty sure. The other little bit of trivia about Alistair is that he's left-handed.
Okay. Wasn't that meant to be, like, a sign of evil or whatever?
Possibly. Also, I'm left-handed, just throwing that out there.
Well, I think you're...
Well, it adds up.
Yeah, it really does, like Jesus Christ. Also, if you want a Hitmonlee or a Hitmonchan, you can get Tyrogue the second you get into the wild area.
Yeah, or you can, like, catch the evolved forms later on, which saves you having to work out however the fuck its evolution thing works, which I still don't understand.
I haven't found a Hitmontop in the wild, though.
No, like, the only one of those I've actually used was when I used the Hitmontop they give you in Colosseum, but he was pretty beast in our Colosseum run, so, like, you know, I don't have any complaints there.
I think I took my Hitmonlee and Shield all the way to the League, actually. He's a surprisingly useful mon.
He's, like, between the Gen 1 ones, like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, I do prefer Hitmonlee, but I think Hitmontop's my favourite design of the three of them.
They're all pretty good, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Apart from Hitmonchan, but...
Hitmonchan was great in the TCG, to be fair. Like, in the base set, he was one that was sort of considered almost broken because of how quickly you can set him up and, like, throw out 40 damage a turn.
Yikes.
Which, in the base set days, that is pretty big. Like, my go-tos in the base, like, in the Gen 1 TCG, like, Game Boy game, I use either him, or if I'm leaning towards a more grass type deck, I'll use the Executor, which is also powerful as fuck.
Indeed, mate. Well, you talk about the trading card game so much, maybe we'll have to do a playthrough of it someday.
Well, maybe we have a Nintendo themed marathon I could play it in.
Maybe we could, Flame. Maybe we could.
But yes, here is B, the barefoot girl.
Yes, Flame. I'm aware.
I'm just making sure I can make the next few minutes as uncomfortable as possible for you.
She of not much character development because obviously, you know, she's a version exclusive, so they can't really afford to.
No, but at least the design's cool.
It's
so
a good design,
that.
she has a good lineup of Pokemon, and, you know, her gym challenge is fun, even if it's shared between versions. So, Flame, how did you fare here?
Well, in my original Sword run, I seem to recall that I just used either Corvisquire or Corviknight, I think it was still a Corvisquire at this point, and just swept it. So that really wasn't any challenge at all. In Shield, when I was going through the Ghost version, I actually had my Salazzle use Beat Up and basically sweep everything that way.
Oh, nice.
Which I didn't really have a proper setup to take on Ghosts, so that kind of did the job for me. Although I think Corvisquire also like had an attack that I could use there. I just can't remember which one.
Okay. What about you, Rich? How did you fare in B's gym?
I don't particularly remember. I remember sort of being... It was fine, obviously, but I do remember it being probably a slightly more challenging fight than it perhaps needed to be, purely because obviously I was aiming for a particular sort of team of Pokemon, and I don't really remember having a proper fighting type counter at this point either. But I think that I think I must have carried Corviknight with me at this point, because I knew a fighting type gym was coming up, and so I knew I needed something.
This is a riveting story, by the way. Don't put any enthusiasm or anything into it, Rich.
Well, it's because I literally cannot remember, so I'm kind of going, what did I have at this moment in time?
Oh, you can read off a wiki, but you can't recall basic facts. I see how it is.
Hey, I've played through the entire Spyro trilogy since I've played Pokemon Swords. Like, I've pushed out a whole bunch of information.
Fair enough, mate, fair enough. Mostly this gym, for me, I felt disappointed that I wasn't able to use Hate to her fullest advantage. If she was evolved, maybe I could have, like, taken down a few of the Pokemon, but I think I would have been stalled, since a lot of these guys do seem to have, like, Brutal Swing, which is a dark move, I believe.
Yeah.
What I will say, something that I've come to appreciate with this generation's gyms is that the leaders do have quite varied Pokemon lineups.
Yeah.
Because there was a kind of annoying trend that some of the earlier games had with gym leaders, where it'd be like, what's your first Pokemon? Geodude. What's your second Pokemon? Like, say, fucking Onix. Like, the basic bitch ones. And the worst ones to me were the ones where they would just use an evolution line. So like Multi, he would have a Ghastly and a Haunter and a Gengar. And it's like, what is the fucking point? You know, like, change it up a little bit.
Go for the long con here. Poison will be the way we defeat these guys, and I'm basically going to stall him now, so
Lovely. Well, to continue the stalling tactic, B's information!
Yay!
So her uniform number is 193, which in wordplay is Ikuza, which means fight. And then her name, so B, comes from bean. And the reason for that is because her Japanese is Saito, which comes from Saito, which is a kidney bean, and also To, which means fight. Her German is Cider, basically the same. Her Spanish is Judith, which comes from Judea, which is bean, and Judo. French, it's Pfizer, which comes from Fasciolus vulgaris, which is kidney bean and fight. Italian's Fabia, which is
a bean, yeah.
Fabace, which is bean family, and then the Korean Chinese is basically Chaidu, Kaidu, effectively. So Chaidu is kidney bean, but then also you have Tu, Du, Dao, whatever, which is fight. So it's very similar to the Japanese.
Isn't Bee's fighting style Korean based? Because I know she does like a somewhat Korean handshake when you get the badge.
That I do not know, and it is not on this Bulbapedia page.
Well.
So...
If it's not on Bulbapedia, how will we ever know?
Oh, good old Sirfetch'd. Look at him over there with his sword and shield. He didn't need both of them, but he has them. I'm sorry, H. You're leaving the team after this. It's me, not you.
No, it's totally H.
No, it's not. It's Tom.
Look, I hold my hands up when I say I didn't train her properly. I should have kept Corvisquire, but, you know, I was trying to hedge my bets. I wanted to vary up my Pokemon and whatnot, and this is the result, I guess, you motherfucker.
He's looking so smug for himself right there.
Oh, well, he has a monobrow, so I'm already one step ahead of him on the evolutionary chain.
Oh, God. Oh, look, he was mildly inconvenienced having to lean back a bit because he got poisoned.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, we should probably take him out before he gets too full of himself, attack-wise.
Yeah, Sword Dance, yeah. Because one of the things with Sirfetch'd and Galarian Farfetch'd is that pretty much whenever you catch them, they come with the leak item, which increases their critical hit chance, which is basically how you stand more of a chance of getting Sirfetch'd. Because obviously to get Sirfetch'd you need 3 critical hits in the same fight. So it gives you a better chance of that. So obviously Sword Dance plus higher critical hit rate, or you're in for a world of hurt.
Oh, god damn it. Jeez, even with a Dynamax on the field.
At that point, he's just showing off, isn't he?
Well, you can't block all of this.
Yeah, Dynamax moves do cut through protects. Not fully, but at least a little bit, which is better than nothing.
Z moves had the same effect, I believe.
Yeah, they did. I remember having that against is it Como, the final evolution of the dragon one? When I was fighting I think the totem one of them, he used protect a lot, and I still managed to get the Z-move fly off on him.
Oh, Sirfetch'd, you were a formidable foe, but alas, no one can outstrip the poison.
No one is like willing to stall for that long.
Also, why isn't Sirfetch'd grass in fighting? I mean, it's literally holding a grass shield.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but it's not part of his biology, is it?
I guess so, he just like found one out there. It is said, I believe, when the leek finally wilts, that it will give up fighting forever.
Aww.
Shame that leek will last forever, so he never gets to retire.
Dear, oh, well, the Wandering Swordsman. That's pretty lit. Alright, here we go. Gigantamax Machamp. Oh, I think it's a bit of Kanto!
I don't particularly like this form. Like, it's the eyes that are off to me.
Yeah, I definitely. I think if they change the eyes, this, and I don't know, maybe the trousers, that this could be a really cool design.
Why, do you want to see more of his muscly legs, Rich?
I think he
I mean,
does.
not particularly, but because I'm so used to seeing Machamp, you know, without trousers, it feels weird seeing him with trousers.
I look at the naked man so often, it's weird that he's not naked anymore.
I think they had to put pants on him because, like, if there was a giant guy just wearing Speedos, it would draw more attention to the crotch region.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, like, he's fucking bulge with Gigantamax as well, you know.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's okay, I can weather it, we're good. We are once again playing the long game here, folks. I'm going to wait out this Gigantamax free turn malarkey, and we're just going to toxic him. See, that's me, always persevering, overcoming shit.
And dying.
How's that strategy working out for you, Tom?
It's going great, don't worry about it.
I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
Ah, yes. We have trained Tom wrong as a joke.
Just didn't realise the joke had stopped being funny quite so quickly.
There we go. Was that 3 turns already? That did not feel like 3 turns.
I mean, you literally died during one of them, so you probably didn't see much of it.
I guess. It's okay, he's not as tough now.
I mean, he still puts up a bit of defence against you.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I would love to just see the fucking Corvisquire sitting in the crowd staring at you now.
It was like a close-up, like, fucking knew it, you should have brought me.
Like face palming with his wing.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, so close. Fuck!
Jesus Christ!
Tom, have you considered levelling up your Pokemon so they're actually a competitive level?
Maybe I'll have to take a visit to the wild area after this.
Yeah, I don't know how you're so under-leveled here, because like through basically all of the gyms, I was a good like 4 or 5 levels above them at any given moment.
Now, did you go to the wild area in between those gyms?
Not really. Like I've just fought the trainers along the way, but like I don't know.
Like, I wasn't necessarily 4 to 5 levels higher than them consistently, but I was very much on par with them consistently. So, basically, you just stopped them fighting enough trainers, Tom.
I've just been bucking the trend is what I've been doing. Oh, yes!
Yes!
Time for the fucking cartoon character rabbit.
Yeah, bring it on, I love them. Fucking have it, mate!
It still just looks a bit too Western to me.
Tiny little hands!
I know, they're adorable!
If you say so.
They're tiny little bunny hands.
Now he gets probably the best of all 3 of the signature moves, Pyro Ball.
Pyro Ball is fantastic, yeah.
Yes, we shall forget a move. What shall we forget here? Yeah, Flame Charge, get out of here.
So now you only have 5 PP of fire attacks.
It's fine, okay?
Is it though?
Like, come on, you gotta give it something else later on. Just, if only so you can sweep, like, the final area, like the final dungeon sort of thing.
Final dungeon? I don't think you'll find any of those in this game, mate.
That's why I said it slowly, like, it's, I guess, sort of, maybe?
Yeah, well, at the time of recording, they're all about level 50, so I guess we'll see later on.
Like, a decent level for the tail end of the game, to be fair. Like, I was in the 60s, but still.
See, this handshake here, this is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know martial arts, like...
Wow, Richie, I'm sure that has a Wikipedia page too, you know.
I guess it does.
I'm sure it does, but, like... Trying to find that out, that's going a little bit deeper than, you know, my Wikipediaing can go.
Oh, Jesus. Something to work on, I guess. Oh, revenge. Nice.
I think you're going to need to get a bit of revenge after that battle. She just... I know you beat her and all, but... Oh, she embarrassed you!
Yeah, not my best showing. Fortunately, the next gym, I believe, is a fairy-type one, and... Berserker is ready. Ready to stomp!
You know what other Pokemon could have helped with that? Corviknight.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
moving
feel like
on.
I'm getting the silent treatment here.
Yeah, you're gonna get it if you carry on this way. Oh, here comes the doggo. Here he is. Bow wow, Poporino. It's okay, I'll never say that again.
Thank you.
Oh, the formations in the background. Sorry, Sonia, there's more interesting things happening here. Are those, clay dolls?
They look like clay dolls,
Yeah, they are, actually.
Which you can only really see from this angle.
Yeah, you can't really see it when you're actually up there, but that is just a cool little touch.
Well, maybe you can and I didn't bother looking, one of the two.
Well, we'll find out when we get up there, won't we?
Is plot actually happening? Sonia, do you need to go and, like, take care of it and I'll go on with the gym challenge?
No, we actually get to see a little bit of plot this time, so enjoy it while you can.
Oh, bless up. Thank you, Jesus.
Although I feel like we missed a little bit that maybe would have made this sort of a little bit more shocking in a weird way. Because when you run up here, you get to see this mural that's apparently world famous, and you go up and you're just like, okay.
It's modern art, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, okay, you do still get to see it, that's fine. Because, I mean, yeah, that's a beauty.
Someone got commissioned this for millions.
Oh, Bede. Precious Bede, doing what it takes to get ahead in the world. Copperaja, the evolution of whatever the elephant...
Q-Font, I think it is.
Q-Fant, yeah, that's the one. What type would you say this is, Richie?
I want to say it's steel.
It is steel. I would have thought it would be something else, but no, it's a pure steel type. It's actually pretty decent, got a good move pool. Kind of distressing to run into one in the wild, I can tell you that much.
I'll say I like this design much better than Q-Font.
Yeah.
Like, Q-Font just looks out of place. It doesn't look like a Pokemon, really. It's just like a cartoon animal. Whereas this, at least it's got a little bit of something to it. I know you're going to say all the Pokemon cartoon animals, but they have a like design mentality behind them that goes above and beyond that. Whereas, like, Q-Font could just be a cartoon animal off some kids' program.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
You only get to do that 4 more times because you didn't save a fire attack.
I can count, alright. Jesus Christ, I know what I'm doing besides the fucking fighting gym.
And the water gym.
Also, question, why is Bede lower level than the gym we just fought?
Good point. Although I suppose it's because it's throwing you straight into it and you might not be prepared. They wanted it to be that little bit easier, I guess.
Apart from the fact that they healed you after the gym battle.
Yeah, but like in terms of you step out the gym and this happens, like you might not have known it was coming to switch up your Pokemon and whatnot. So chances are you're still got like a team full of Psychic and Flying Pokemon. Whereas Tom wasn't prepared for the gym, so he's actually at an advantage here.
Yeah, told you, it all pays off in the end, mate.
So now you can win the easier battle.
Oh my god, hate. Like you could see the gears whirring in my brain. Like, nope.
This strategy didn't work in the gym. Maybe it'll work here. Oh wait, no, it doesn't.
Oh, well, at least he managed to evolve his Pokemon. That's a good sign.
Yes.
Nope. And now for rocks. Endless rocks.
It's all I have, except the rocks.
It's all I have. Rocky will probably be leaving the team soon as well, because I've already got a fire type, so...
Okay, will we be seeing his final form before he leaves, though?
I believe we will, actually, yes.
Okay, that's okay then.
Yay!
As long as we get our Volcano Boy at some point.
Oh, bless his little volcano heart.
It's quite a warm heart, you know.
Oh. Oh. Oh, you son of a bitch. It's never as much as you want.
It really isn't.
Oh, and he uses a fucking potion too.
Lord have mercy. I swear to God, I'm going to call Chairman Rose on you. I don't think he'd like you defiling, like, precious landmarks and whatnot. Yeah, you teleport in and out. Yeah, right, yeah, well, oh no.
I don't think this strategy's working out either.
Look, I am just a regular Pokemon trainer trying to make his way in the world, and all you do is criticize. You never help.
Well, I'm just saying, I never fucked up any of the battles this bad.
Now you're getting the silent treatment. So Rishi, how was your day today?
It was alright, couple of meetings, bit of work on the website of the university. Yeah, it was fine, it was same as any other day.
God, like, I have to bring Flame in, otherwise I'll be dealing with that for the next 40 minutes.
Oh, come on, I'm not that uninteresting.
I'll go read a Wikipedia article. We're self-aware. That means it's okay if we don't change up the commentary for it.
I'm getting muted, so I'm not bailing you out of this.
Oh, my partner's move. It's splendid. Why don't you take a look at it? Oh, we've already seen it.
Yeah, that's nothing special. Like, give it bloody psychic. I mean, I know you've not got the TM, but you could afford the TM, goddammit.
Whatever's. They're done now. Have another Iron Head. This better not crit, I swear to God.
Notice how this hat Pokemon's doing a fair bit of damage and not dying instantly.
Yeah.
Well, 2 hits is better than 1 hit, I suppose.
Well, I mean, yeah, he literally is above you.
Whatever. Just tuning you out now. Tuning you out. Oh, Galarian Ponyta.
Yay!
I do quite like the Galarian Ponyta. I still think the base form probably should have been Fairy and Psychic rather than pure Psychic, but it will get Fairy when it becomes a Rapidash, so it kind of balances itself out.
God, do you remember that 24-hour live stream they did? And that was the only thing of worth to come out of it?
Yeah, I still can't believe they thought that was a good idea. Like, it just why?
Well, see, the thing is, I'm convinced that that's just Game Freak fucking hate the journalists who had to sit around all day in case something interesting happened.
Yeah, you might have some inkling of truth going on there, mate. Also, yeah, super effective, whatever, you're done, get out of here.
I will say, in terms of that live stream though, the one guy who I did feel really bad for was Water Pokemon Master, the admin from Poke Beach, because that stream was on his birthday and he had to cancel his plans to go out with his friends on his birthday because he needed to keep an eye on that stream in case news came out that he had to report.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but hey, this is much more positive to talk about. Here comes Rhyperior. He's a Galar version on wheels.
I like this guy. I'm sorry, I really like this guy. Look at him. Look at that face.
He's fine. I just wanted my train. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit bitter.
Agreed.
Well, you being bitter doesn't change the fact that this guy is badass.
Yeah, well, you being bitter doesn't change the fact you're an incel.
Well, I mean, isn't being an incel a state of mind? So, I mean, it technically does.
Shut up, Flame. Just, for the love of God, just shut up. So yeah, Colossal. He's too close to Rhyperior for me, I'm sorry.
Well, Rhyperior's got, like, all the, like, coloured armour and shit around him, whereas this guy is just a volcano. There's kind of a bit of difference there.
He's not a volcano, he just has a stack of coal on top of him. There's a difference.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I would say that he's basic. If it weren't for that face, you'd have a somewhat decent design, but it's that face that does it.
Sad. sad and a bit of a letdown, really. Also, finally, comeuppance for Bede being a shit.
Hey! Which, I mean, I have to say, like, it makes sense that this happens, it's what should happen, but it's surprising that they actually went with this, because most instances, you know, the rival doesn't really get much of a comeuppance for their terrible actions.
Oh, Bede, my sweet Bede, you could feel the silence there, it was palpable. Well, I mean, there's no voice acting anyway, but the space between the text boxes is what I was talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
As you recall, you were alone and an orphan, and I gave you this, and now you are not being the person I want you to be.
Let me just read out your entire backstory for you in case you forgot.
It's okay, it's on the back of his trainer's card.
Nobody reads that, though.
He's right. God damn it, he's right. Take him away, toys. You heard what I said.
And just to make it that little bit more shameful, the elephant is going to carry you with its trunk.
Oh. Look at those square-like tusks. You ain't goring a single mon with those.
No. But, I mean, it does make it a safer Pokemon to, you know, travel with, because it means it's not going to skew you accidentally.
It's easier to make a piano in the Pokemon world.
My god, they're already key-shaped. Hey. Sorry you had to see that. That was a little bit awkward. Hey, how do you like this? What is this exactly? Oh, it's a mural. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's art. Do you not appreciate it?
I know about as much. There's a fucking signature there. I only just noticed that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, this thing is ridiculous. Like, I remember when they were bigging up this mural. I thought, oh my god, it's going to be like this spectacular mural, and it's just like, nope, it is not. But on the plus side, it completely shatters to pieces because that thing was awful, and this is a lot better.
Oh, the truth of Galar is being hidden for some reason.
Thank you for explaining it to us with this visual in case
Hey,
you can
I
work
like
it out.
this. I would have liked more dynamic cutscenes like this in the game, thank you.
Well, I feel like having more cool shots of the statue and letting you piece it together yourself would have been a bit more effective, rather than just having the wink, wink, look, it's this thing, remember this?
I mean, yeah, but also that just gave me massive Professor Layton, Catriel, Layton vibes, and that just made me smile.
I mean, do you think you're ever going to get another Layton game, Rich?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's not necessarily going to be a Professor Layton game, but I'm pretty certain that we'll get another sort of Layton Mystery Journey, or whatever the title of the series was. Like, they're not done with creating those types of games because they're still popular.
And they could easily make a crossover game with Pokemon, I think. Just set it in like a region, go about doing puzzles and whatnot while everyone else is off doing battles. That's basically what happens here, but in reverse.
Yeah. You know, I would actually quite enjoy that as a game. Basically, just what Detective Pikachu really should probably be.
Yeah. Huh. I see. Every answer is the correct one.
Yeah, like, you can't fail this even if you try it.
Okay, yeah, I'm following you.
A man turned into a Pokemon. Wait, that's not what you're saying? Fuck.
Ah.
I mean, this bit of the history I do get of the sword Pokemon becoming the sword, the shield Pokemon becoming the shield. That makes sense in terms of how history works, not the two heroes becoming one hero.
Seems like a lot of work to put up all this, like, rocks and paint the mural over it, rather than just letting the truth be free, because there's still two heroes there.
Yeah, and it's not like it ruins anything.
Well, you'll have to wait till the post-game to see if that's true or not.
Which is a weird way of handling it, given some people will just see the credits roll and think, okay, it's done.
The Black Knight method. Yes, a classic.
Yeah, but there's a difference between, like, 20 hours of gameplay versus an hour of gameplay.
Well, yeah, I also cannot wait to catch more Pokemon. Thank you, NPC. Jesus. No, Oh, there was a little Omenite back there. That was so cute.
Aww.
Anywho, guys, next stop is Bologna, or however the fuck you pronounce it. So,
Bologna.
thank you. Whatever. I don't care. We'll see you next time, where I will definitely stop this time. I promise you. Goodbye.